In today's video, I'm going to show you what mods you need to get Assetto Corsa looking as realistic as possible without spending a single cent. Of course, you need Content Manager to get everything set up, so do get that installed first. To tweak your graphics, we'll be covering the three main components, which will be the Customs Shaders patch, followed by Sol, and the post-processing filter, which in my opinion, really makes everything pop. Let's get into it. Customs Shaders Patch, or CSP for short, is going to be your first stop when it comes to enhancing the visual effects of Assetto Corsa. In CSP, you get lots of cool stuff, but to me, the bits that I love the most are the dynamic lighting effects, weather, and amazing tire smoke. CSP is actively being developed, and I always look forward to the new features that they add. They have a Patreon page which gives members early access to these experimental versions of CSP, but you don't need that for what we're doing today. To get it installed, open up Content Manager, click on Settings at the top right, and then Content Manager on the top left. You'll get this prompt to get CSP installed, so go ahead and hit that button. Once installation is complete, you'll see a ton of new graphics options on the left side of the screen. But let's leave those on the default settings for now, so you don't need to touch them. You'll notice on the right that you can choose which version of CSP you want installed. The latest recommended version is installed by default, but what we want is to get the latest version just so all those latest mods will be supported. Next up, we want to get Sol installed. Sol is a mod that gives you control over the weather as well as day and night cycles. So head on over to Race Department to download Sol. You need to create an account on Race Department first before you can download any files from there. Open up the zip file that we just downloaded and you'll notice a bunch of folders and some files. Next, you'll want to locate your main Assetto Corsa folder. The easiest way is to load up Steam, right-click on Assetto Corsa and go into Properties. Click on Local Files and hit that button that says Browse. So now that we have one window showing the downloaded Sol files and another window with your main AC folder, what we want to do is drag and drop the 4 folders from Sol into your main AC folder. Head on over to the Weather FX settings in Content Manager, where you should see Sol selected from the drop-down menus for the controller script and the weather script. Click on those drop-down menus and select Sol 2.2 for the controller script and Sol for the weather script. Then head on over to the Assetto Corsa video settings page and change your rendering frequency for reflections to no more than 2 faces per frame, so that Sol can work properly. In this video settings page on the top right, you'll be able to select which post-processing filter that you want to use. Sol also comes with its own set of post-processing filters, but let's leave that alone for now. The last step for Sol is to go on over to the Assetto Corsa settings for apps and make sure anything that has Sol in it is activated. Alright, so we've gotten Custom Shaders patch and Sol installed. We're just one step away now. Let's go ahead and get the finishing touch done. The final step now is getting the right post-processing filter installed. Post-processing filters are basically visual effects that are applied after shading, and we've already taken care of that earlier with the Customs Shaders patch. So for that, I used this other post-processing filter called Exquisite, which you can get from Race Department. Once you've downloaded the file, what you want to do is drag and drop the folder into Content Manager and click on Install. There you'll see 2 options to choose from. Pure is another post-processing filter which is highly recommended by the Assetto Corsa community, and it's a paid mod at the moment though. I'm just going to install it anyway in case I decide to move on to Pure in the future. Once Content Manager is done, you want to drag and drop the other 2 files into Content Manager, which will load up the recommended CSP and video settings to work with Exquisite. Now head on over to the video settings page in Content Manager, and on the top right, make sure that Exquisite Sol is selected as the post-processing filter that we want to use. Make sure you choose this instead of Exquisite Pure, otherwise your graphics will turn out really dark. And now the fun part. Time to load up your favorite car and track, set the time to the golden hour just before sunset, and enjoy. With Exquisite, I like how the clouds appear more vibrant and also how the street lights look at night with the starburst effect. Click on the like button if you found this video useful and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on my next Assetto Corsa mod video. See you guys!